Welcome to the Pixelberry Choices podcast, and today we're going to be talking about laws of attraction, first impression, chapter 1. Alright, so if you remember laws of attraction, I will tell you throughout because they did give us an option to review of the incidents of book 1. So, first of all, let's see how it starts. You have two options. If you have completed book 1, you can import the all the saves and everything, or you can start anew. So the thing, if you start anew, what happen is that I played first with starting new, and then second, with our previous choices. So basically, if you start new, first thing that will happen is that you're bonding with Gabe and Ashley. I mean, it won't be clear on the surface, but one or two conversations will be there different. If you choose to import, the bonding will be more there with Gabe and Ashley. But more importantly, there'll be one or two dialogues with Bo. Remember, you had to increase your trust score, bro score, whatever you call it, with Bo. So all that thing will go down the drain if you don't choose to import. So Bo will be a little, like, hey, we can still trust each other. But if you chose to help him and build your score with Bo, then Bo and you will be hitting it off really good. But one or two conversations. Otherwise, it's the changes are mere important. Right. So then you're given the option to review last book's incidents. And so remember, the last book's first 8 or 9 chapter was about the competition. So at first they show us like what happens, like, and just skim through the competition thing, and then focus on the murder mystery, which was definitely the heart of the last book, and then the whole Sadie thing. So basically, now Martin is in charge. You're entering his office. Throughout this chapter, you will learn that how Martin got to the helm. So Sadie, the head of this macro brand, when the news came out that she was helping Kyung and all these things, she slept with Kyung and all the dirty laundry came out. Sadie's dirty laundry came out. Then this was supposed to defame macro brand, and that's where Martin came in. So he was in the competition, but he did everyone dirty, and with the partners to save the Magro Brian's fame, what he did was he tried to cover up everything, and in return, he became the next Sadie. Well, the next ruler of Magro Brian, and that's the whole story. So people don't even know Sadie's all this involvement with Kyung, and Sadie isn't even in jail as far as I learned playing the scenes throughout this chapter. So I don't know if we will see Sadie. Will Sadie redeem herself? Will she become even a more venomous snake? What will happen with her? We don't know yet. So we see there's a meeting, and Martin has called everyone, and he's just having a phone call when he has called the senior partners, the junior associates, and everyone. So basically, it's his way to show everyone that how more important he is than us. So the pathetic, villainous arc that he's given in this book, and then he says that he will control all of our cases, and we are given some cases. We have minimal choice, and then we can choose our partner. I chose Bo to be my partner, and then we get to the case. So the case is hilarious. There is this guy, the rich guy, whose wife had a plastic surgery a couple of while ago, and that plastic surgery was paid for by himself to maintain her beauty because she thought that her wife wasn't beautiful or whatever. And then they have a baby now, and he thinks that the baby is something genetically wrong with the baby because of the mother's ugliness or something. The baby is fugly, ugly, whatever you want to call it. And this is the case. I mean, this is laughable. In this case, Martin has chosen this case just because this guy has a heavy pocket and he can line up his pocket for Meg O'Brien. And that is how Martin chose this case. So we don't know how to deal with it. We talked with the guy, the wife, and her attorney. We also learned there was a couple of years ago adultery case brought in by the husband, which also proved wrong. So we see that the husband is kind of like a local person and brings all sorts of charges against his wife, baseless claims. We see the picture of the baby and it's a perfect normal baby. We don't know what to do. We go to the bar to have a drink and we talk with Gigi and Aslin, the other group. They also had a very tough case. And Martin even started belittling her, saying that she can't handle the real pressure, so just sort through lots of documents. So we are thinking about how to maneuver this, and then Gabe comes in and he says that he's gonna have some meeting with the senior associates, and then he says that we will stop Martin, and then everybody disperses. Bo and Gigi, who are a couple at this point, I guess, and they go dancing, and Gabe and Aslin they go their separate ways, and you get to have a art scene of Aslin. I got an art scene of Aslin and they changed Aslin and Gabe's outfits. That was amazing. New outfits were looking really good on them. And then you can have a steamy moment outside with either Aslin or Gabe. And then you go your home. And when you are lying down, it's just the main character of Laws of Attraction is just like the main character of Open Heart. So if you remember in Open Heart, the medical book, people will be saying some stuff totally unrelated with the medical term, but they'll be getting hint from that. So while we're in the bar, Aslin said something like, "I don't look anything from what I looked when I was a kid. I was blonde. Can you believe it?" So then main character got an idea. Next day you go to our office, we call in our client Bo, we are projecting things like this is our picture. The guy was getting happy like, yeah, I'm handsome stuff, and we just lure him in saying like, someone has to stand up for us rich men's rights and stuff, successful men's rights or something. So basically we're trying to lure him in. Basically we were playing him, and then we show him a baby picture saying like it is your son Templeton, and he says yeah, ugly, all this stuff, and then we zoom in and say no, it's not your Templeton, and that was actually the baby picture of himself. So we try to convince him that your son Templeton will grow out of this phase. Every baby looks like that. Look how you look. So he became perplexed, angry, and then he chose another excuse, another I don't know, like another clause on that he can fight his wife, and that is, at that time nobody posted pictures on social media, but his wife is posting his son's ugly face, according to him, on social media. So then we can be, and again, throughout this book, you will have three options. You can be ruthless, you can be compassionate, or you can, lay out the pure law. So I went with the compassion type, so I chose that. So we can tell him that no matter what you do, no matter how much you drag these cases into the courtrooms, you're gonna lose every time. So you're gonna have to make amend with your wife, and she will probably take half of it. But you had a love relationship at some point, enough to have a kid. So like settle it. Like the divorce is bad, but it doesn't have to be this ugly. Where he just storms out of the room. Martin comes in saying like, you chased our client out. See me in 15 minutes in my office. All the senior partners will be there. So you go in there. All the partners, including Gabe, Linda, Reggie, and Eli, were there. So you remember Eli and Martin? They're kind of like alike, So really hard to get them. He's a lost cause. So Martin will be trying to say that we botched our first case. The case had merit. I don't know what kind of merit Martin is talking about, but he thinks there was merit, and this could have brought some necessary money to Magro Bryan since the Sadie mess up, and after that incident, this could have been really good. And then he will be saying that Martin will be proposing that we should work under Martin. He will supervise all of our cases. He will control what we do and what we don't, and until we get our spark back, whatever that means. I don't know what it means. So Eli will be in their favor. Gabe will try to convince Reggie and Linda that it's not the case, but he will be accused of favoritism. Gabe will not lose his cool. At first, he'll be lose his composure, but then he'll gain it back. And then we will have to convince either one of them, Linda or Reggie, that we'll have to appeal to their senses, practicality of Linda or Reggie's logic, his side, like how the case was baseless. And when you argue that, they will settle it to a vote. Martin and Eli will vote no. Gabe and one of the Lindy or Reggie will vote yes. And the one you don't convince will vote at last. And if you chose everything logically, if you, I don't know, like there was an option of wearing a red outfit, not red, like a brownish outfit. So if you do that, I think it will influence also, and you will get all the eyes, nose that we shouldn't be working under Martin. So that will have it that Martin will get angry, will shoo us out his office, or Sadie's ex-office. I think it will piss Martin off more, but it's not Martin's office, but you get the idea. Then we'll go outside. He will just shut the door on her face, and then Linda or Reggie, one of them, will linger and will give us an advice that we, specifically to Gabe, that with Sadie gone, Gabe is not the favorite child anymore, because Gabe and Sadie had a relationship. I mean, like mentor mentee. Like Gabe had enough respect for Sadie, and Sadie adored Gabe. But now that Sadie's gone and Martin's at the helm, Gabe's position is in jeopardy. I mean, anything can happen. Martin can even fire him or do whatever with him, because Martin is a loose cannon. Sadie was a proper legal giant. She knew what she was doing. Yeah, she did a wrong thing, but she handled the farm quite good, at least with Gabe's position and our main character's position and everyone's position, the competition. But with Martin at the helm, he's screwing up everything inside and outside, away and home. I mean, Martin is a total loose cannon. He will just do whatever he thinks he's gonna do. His mood swings or whatever things will please or feed his ego. So Gabe has to be extra secure. Then Gabe says that, remember, Gabe used to monitor and, basically supervise our cases. So Gabe will continue that. And Gabe says that no matter what Martin doing, we can do what we do, and that is get another win. And Gabe says that we he has the exact case. So we will see what case that is. In the next chapter description, it says identity crisis, identity thief. This is going to be interesting. Laws of attraction. It's basically the power battle at Magro Brine, and Martin's this wild rule is getting to us. His lack of democracy, his authoritarianship. It's all getting in our way. But how we'll maneuver this, we will find it out in the next chapter. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, and what do you think, guys, regarding Gabe and Ashley time, except from the diamond scene. Was there equality, and how did you feel about it? And remember, this is the book where we're going to have a lot of flings also. We'll still have to see two more characters. Remember, Joe Quinn and that Kelvin guy. So this is going to be interesting. And will we see Tyler again? Will we see Will again? And will we see Lena Reyes again, who is also aka Robin of the Nanny Affair, the female one? A lot of questions. I'll see you in the next video. Meanwhile, let's talk in the comment section about this. Laws of Attraction, amazing. First chapter was satisfying, but this was just one chapter, so I'll have to wait for the second chapter to get the full taste. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, peace out.